In today's episode of Behind the Vlog, we're in 11 Mile Canyon here near Lake George in Colorado. We're meeting up with Mark from Fishing Around Colorado Springs. Hey, let's go meet him. Look, he's actually fishing right now. Come on, let's go meet him. 3, 2. Hi, my name is Mark and welcome to my channel, Fishing Around Colorado Springs. This video is part of my How to Cook Over Campfire series, and it is a beautiful morning here. Welcome to Leave It to Baker. My name is Matt, and today we're in Spillway Campground with Mark from Fishing Around Colorado Springs. I hope you guys stick around, watch the whole thing. He's going to be doing some cooking, and then I think we might be doing some fishing. But real quick, I came up with this idea, and I'm sure you guys have heard of Ryan Trahan. He did his 50 states in 50 days, and it inspired me in a way where, and I'm going to be honest, I know that my demographic is older, and that's all right. I'd still love to tap into the younger audience, but my demographic is a little older. So he's got a thing where basically if you subscribe, he donates a penny to St. Jude's. Absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. And I thought, you know, I want to do something very similar. Right now, I'm at 400, I think 401 subscribers. Low count. That's all right. But any new subscriber that I get from this point forward, I'm going to donate a nickel to AARP. Now, you folks probably that are watching this may have some parents that are on the older side or grandparents. Folks, we know that well, hello. Somebody wanted to chime in. We know that older folks, they do have a tough time with expenses as they get older. Definitely go and help out. Maybe spend some time in a community like a senior home. I actually worked at a senior home when I was a teenager, and it was a very enlightening experience. So anyway, my point is I'm going to donate a nickel for every new subscriber to AARP. So thank you so much. I'll mention that at the end as well. I just didn't want to lose anybody. I wanted to throw that up there real quick. But hey, let's meet Mark, and we're going to see what we're doing today on this vlog. I'm going to get to the side of the campfire because the smoke is starting to go that way. When I first started, it was going straight up, and it was so awesome. But man, these potatoes are starting to smell really good. I'm going to run over and get the onions now, and I'm going to throw the onions in. So just give me 1 sec. Okay, here goes the onions. Nice. Now, you could put any kind of seasoning you want. I typically really always love seasonal salt and put some garlic in it. But of course, like the oil, I forgot the seasonal salt. So that's why we're using this. But man, it's smelling really good. Lit it back up. We're going to let it cook for another few minutes. Now remember, this is going to be a one-pot meal, hopefully. So I'm going to hopefully try to just slide all these potatoes over, put the bacon on, and then I'm going to get my eggs in. And I cleaned off this grill really nice, so I'm going to put my bread on it to get that toasted up. Tell us about your channel. Tell us about the channel that we're working on today. So my YouTube channel, it is called Fishing Around Colorado Springs. I started it maybe about 3 or so years ago during the pandemic, and there was 2 reasons behind it. I run a video production company called Colorado Springs Video, and during the pandemic, my video production company just like died. I wasn't getting any work. I have another side of the company that does media transfers to like your old VHS tapes to the flash drive and 8mm film, and that went through the roof. But my shooting career was like dead. And I was like, well, what am I gonna do to keep my skills going so when things pick back up after the pandemic, I'm ready to go? So I started this fishing channel, which was really, really great. And I looked online, and during that time, not too many people were doing a fishing channel in Colorado Springs. I started out in Monument because Monument was the only place I knew where to go fishing, along with Palmer Lake. And then when I started doing more research, I found that there was Quail Lake, there was Crystal, there was the North Catamount and South Catamount, and I was just going crazy finding all of these different lakes to go fishing in. I loved it. And then I was like, you know, I'm gonna start going camping. I'm gonna go fishing and do fishing videos outside of Colorado Springs, just because, you know, 7 lakes in Colorado Springs, yeah, it's not too much content. But what happened was I would like come here and I would go fishing at the 11 Mile Reservoir, and I'd go for like 3 days and catch nothing. And I wouldn't have a video to show for it. And it was bumming me out. And my wife was like, you know, you gotta do something. So I was like, you know, why don't I start doing a where to go camping around Colorado, and also how to cook over a campfire. So that way, if I come out here and I go fishing and I don't catch anything, at least I can come back to the house and I have like 3-4 videos that I can still put on my channel that isn't fishing. Three, two. Hi, my name is Mark and welcome to my channel, Fishing Around Colorado Springs. This video is part of my How to Cook Over Campfire series, and it is a beautiful morning here. I am at Spillway Campground at 11 Mile Canyon right outside of Lake George. We're about like 8 miles down this dirt road for this beautiful, amazing spot. Now, I've always said in the past, one of my favorite places to camp is Riverside, which is up the road from here, but I don't know, this is really sort of beating it. Anyway, today's recipe, I am going to cook fried eggs, potatoes, bacon, and some toast over the campfire. You really can't get any better than that. It is just absolutely delicious. So I have everything in front of me. I have potato, onion, couple eggs, some bacon, butter, bread, and we're just gonna get started. And the first thing I want to do is start my potatoes, because the potatoes take the longest. Don't worry about how nice you cut your potatoes, because it's campfire cooking. It doesn't have to be nice. It just has to be fairly delicious. So I'm just gonna cube these up. Just like that. And get this one going. You know, on the way up here, my wife called me, she said, "You forgot the oil." I was like, yeah, figures, I forgot the oil. So I'm just gonna use butter, which is just as good, didn't forget that. So I'm gonna throw my potatoes in here. And I'm gonna get these going for a little while, and then I'm gonna get my onions on, because I know if I put my onions in with the potatoes, they're gonna burn. But I just wanna go ahead and get my onion cut up anyway. I don't need all of it. That looks pretty good, just like that. I'm gonna set these over here. And I'm gonna keep everything pretty organized, because it's all the leftover stuff is gonna go into the campfire. Now, if you watch one of my last cooking videos, I went to the store and I picked up this really handy dandy spice. It's for pizza. But, you know, there's so many different herbs in here that I'm going to use the garlic cheese for the potatoes. I think that's going to be great. Okay, let's go ahead and get this on the campfire. So I need to set up for the campfire shot here.
Okay.
And then I'm shooting in 4K.
Oh, very good.
So I'll be able to zoom in on my shots just a little bit, which is always really nice and convenient. And this is always my main camera. This is what I have my microphone on.
Okay. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the cameras that you use.
I always stick with my GoPros because I don't mind if they get a little wet. I do mind if my Rode wireless gets wet, so I have to be careful about that. But I've been doing this channel for about 3 years now, and I was always using the GoPro Hero, I think 6. And this year I upgraded to 13. And man, they are an amazing camera. I'm now shooting in 4K, so I can like zoom in on the food at least like 200% without it getting distorted. And it always looks really, really good. It is really sunny. That's why I'm keeping my sunglasses on. Thankfully, there's no wind. Last time the wind was just going in my face. It was crazy. I've had this campfire going for a good hour, hour and a half. And I had all the wood sort of butt up against the end here. So all the heat's right here, so I don't have to worry about it. And here's my grill. I'm gonna flip that over. And we're gonna get our potatoes on. These potatoes will probably take a good 15 minutes. I have a nice glob of butter in there. I may need to add a little bit more, but I'm gonna put a lid on it and I'm gonna get it going and check on it in a few minutes, and I'm gonna shake it around just to make sure that that butter is evenly dispersed on the potato. Okay. People are really tending to love all the where to go camping and how to cook over a campfire.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because I've seen a bunch of your videos, and a lot of them are not just fishing, but they're, you know, we're going to be doing some cooking. There's one you're talking about campers and camping, and I really enjoy that. That's branching out to other aspects of it, which is really great.
Yeah.
Do you fish anyplace else? Because I think you've been fishing in Florida, right?
Yeah, my mother lives in Bonita Springs, Florida. Her and my dad, when I was in high school, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but it was a very, very long time ago. In high school, my dad retired from optometry, and they built a house in Bonita Springs, and my mother still lives there. And so I go down there every few months to visit my mom, and I decided, hey, let's do some fishing videos there. And then when I go see my father-in-law in Texas, at Lake Tyler, I'll do some fishing videos. I saw my buddy Sam in New York and Syracuse, and we did a short little bass fishing video, which was a lot of fun, but man, it really rained on us that day. So my goal isn't just where to go fishing in Colorado Springs. It's more of a where to go fishing around Colorado Springs. So around is going to like fill up the entire country. And then in a few years, my wife and I were going to be retiring, and we're going to get a bigger camper, a lot bigger than this little pop-up that I'm in. And we're going to travel around the country, and I'm still going to do my where to go fishing, but it's going to be great. And hopefully I'll have a lot of followers by then, a lot of subscribers, and it's going to be like my retirement. Okay, I'm gonna check these potatoes. They're starting to burn. I gotta tell you, I am being minorly distracted, but a good distracted. I have a guy with me videotaping. His name is Matt Baker, and he has a YouTube channel called Leave It to Baker. And what he does is behind the scenes of YouTube bloggers like myself, and it's a pretty cool channel. He has quite a few subscribers, and he started a few years ago. So he's videotaping me today doing this cooking, and we're gonna go out and also probably do some fishing as well. It's a little hot in the day, so I doubt I'm gonna be able to catch anything, but we'll see. These potatoes are really coming along nice. They've been on for about 5 minutes now, and they're starting to get a little soft. You know, the speed up potatoes when you fry them, you can always boil them for a few minutes first to get them a little soft. And the smoke is just going right in my face. But that's what it's like when you're cooking over a campfire. Whew.
That's great. I love that. So another question that I'd come up with is, do you come up with your thumbnail and title prior to you shooting your video? Because that's always a big question on vloggers' minds, right?
Yeah. I did a lot of research on how to shoot YouTube videos before I really got started. And a lot of them were like, the most important thing you should do, work on that thumbnail for hours and hours, even before you shoot your video, and come up with the title. Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah. I take a still from the GoPro and use that as a thumbnail. That's why I like to do a lot of smiling before and after, so I get a good smiling shot. And I already know what the title is going to be. It's going to be how to cook fried eggs over a campfire with potatoes and bacon. I mean, how easy is that? So I don't dwell on thumbnails too much. I probably would have a better following, but you know what? When I do my fishing and I'm holding up a fish, that always seems to really lure people in.
Which, okay, so I was just gonna, let me throw me on here real quick. Okay, so we're just talking here about thumbnails, and I had come up with a thumbnail idea, which I thought was a little unique. Okay, okay. And you might laugh about this one. So, you know the painting American Gothic with the farmer with the pitchfork?
Yeah,
and then his daughter just looking off in the distance? I was thinking maybe we could do a shot, something similar to this, where you're holding the fishing rod with a fish on it, and I could just be basically we're going to replicate the American Gothic painting. I just thought it was silly, and I thought, why not? I'm going to do that.
That would be fun, as long as I catch a fish, and if I don't catch a fish...
And if you don't, you could even just hold the pole. You don't have to
yeah, we could hold the pole, or I could put a chicken leg on it, because I'm going to do
that would be
two
funny.
Other videos. How to do barbecue chicken over the campfire, and also going to do a meal that my mom used to always cook, and it's pretty good. It's tomato soup with pork chops and Worcestershire sauce with some carrots and potatoes and onions, and that was always a staple when I was growing up, so that's going to be one of the meals.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're out here having a great time. Mark's cooking away for his vlog, but I'm going to ask him a few more questions. He says he's got a couple more channels, so let's listen to what he talks about here. So tell us about these other channels that you got. I thought you just had one other one.
So, well, like I said, I started this one during the pandemic, but I was like really gung-ho with doing YouTube videos because I just needed to keep myself busy. So I started another channel, which is my most popular channel. It's called The Media Nerd, and it talks about everything that I do in my office on how to transfer videos. Plus, I do a lot of like product demonstration, and different companies send me their products for a how-to, which is really, really cool. And during that same time when I started that, I also started a channel with my wife called Cooking with the Tachness. And that was... we didn't have the best time as a husband-wife team. We did probably 50 videos, and then all of a sudden she was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I ended up just erasing that entire channel, but I put all the video content on my Colorado Springs video YouTube channel to just keep it. So I have it all there. And then during that time, we also did a what's called ClimatePod Greenhouse and Gardening. And it was a gardening channel, and it focused around this greenhouse called a ClimatePod that we had. And, you know, when you make a YouTube channel, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And I love gardening, but there's just so much you can really grow in Colorado Springs, and I was running out of ideas and content, and I just decided to throw that to the wayside as well. So all of that content got put on my Colorado Springs video channel. Oh, and I have one more that has just been sort of like dead in the water for years now, because I'm working on a script that I'm trying to get sold, a movie idea, and I started a YouTube channel based around trying to get this movie produced. And it's been over 10 years trying to produce it, but I'm still working on the script, doing rewrites, and I even changed the name of the movie. And even last night, I wrote some more of it, and I deleted some scenes, and then this morning I wrote some more. So when I go camping, it's not like oh, I'm going camping. It's a working camping trip for me. I'm always shooting, and I'm always editing and writing.
Obviously, this channel that we're working on is the fishing.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about collabing with other fishermen or other fishing channels?
You know, I've thought about it, and there are a few other fishing channels, but I think because my channel, I think I'm sitting about 16, almost 1,700 subscribers right now. People really love to collab with others when they have thousands, like
Right.
10,000 or more.
Yeah.
So I just didn't really want to bother doing that at the moment, but hopefully in the next few years when my channel gets a little bigger, I'll be able to do some more collaboration with other YouTubers, and also maybe I'll start getting some sponsorship.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Are
Yeah.
you monetized?
I am monetized.
You are. Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm
that-
monetized with the Media Nerd, and I'm also monetized with the fishing channel. I don't make really any money right now, just a few bucks a day, but it's enough to keep me going, and it keeps me hopeful. Let's get on this side. Oh, the bacon's coming along pretty nice. So how do you like your bacon? Do you like it crispy? Do you like it soft? Leave it in the comments how you like your bacon. My wife loves her bacon when she wasn't a vegetarian. She loves it super, super, super crispy. I like mine cooked. I don't like it like I'm eating like some hard, crunchy thing. I like it a little on the soft side, but I'm still gonna cook it through.
What do you edit on when you do your videos?
I edit on Final Cut X,
Okay.
or Final Cut Pro.
Final
10,
Cut Pro.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That is what I started with 20 some years ago, and that's just what I'm really comfortable with using.
Yeah, if you're comfortable, why change, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Does by making these YouTube videos, does it change the way you think about media now? Because you started quite a long time ago, obviously.
Thanks.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I did too.
No,
because
I'm just teasing. Yes. When I started video production, it was like if you cut, and you needed to restart, you always had to change to another angle, like a 45-degree angle shot. So it wasn't called a jump shot. YouTube, and I'll pull a name that I used to watch a lot, and I still do occasionally, Casey Neistat.
Oh yeah.
He was the one that I think, and also Peter McKinnon.
Peter McKinnon, yeah.
Those two were the ones that started like the jump cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we made a mistake, and now we're just going to keep the camera exactly where it is, and we're going to keep going and maybe push it in a little bit or push it back out.
Mm-hmm.
So the jump cuts, I mean, people love jump cuts anymore. They don't mind it, but back 20 years ago,
Right.
that was a big no-no.
Right.
Yeah, so that is one of the things that changed in how I shoot, especially for my YouTube channels. If I'm going to do like a professional with my other cameras that I have with clients, then I will still probably keep on the same 45, cut to shot and
Right.
use two cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed with especially a lot of the younger generation, and I'm aging myself as well, that they just can't watch films from the 70s or even early 80s because they say it's too slow.
Right.
It just doesn't jump as quick as, the more modern films. And, unless you're a film aficionado, which actually I took a class in college, which was a film appreciation class, where you grow to love the slower pace. And I still love the slower pace. I don't know if my viewers would enjoy that, but I still do jump cuts from time to time.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
think,
saying?
like slower pace. They say on YouTube, you got to change something every 4 seconds. Something has to be a little different, whether it's a title, a graphic, whatever. I don't know. When you're doing more informational and talking, I mean, how many jump cuts and how many shots can I do of cooking bacon besides maybe grabbing my other camera and doing a close-up shot of the bacon? I'll do that right now.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
that.
Let's
Okay.
do that. Let's do that while we're getting that cooking. Here's my other camera. This will be a great little shot just to show the progress of the potato. And maybe I'll want to zoom in on it. There you go.
I love it. While he continues to cook this amazing looking meal here, I'm gonna ask him a few more questions.
Yeah.
And keep you guys here on my channel entertained. That's the thing. When I do these behind the vlog episodes, you have to remember that it's not going to be something that's a 10-minute quick video. I'm going to different destinations to make these videos, and I find it's worthwhile to spend enough time to get to know Mark or anybody else that I'm going to be working with and about their channel. So that's why these are a little bit longer, and I hope you guys stick around till the end. But we're going to learn some more about Mark and his cooking. What channels would you say that you watch on YouTube? Because you were mentioning Casey Neistat, and he does put out stuff like maybe once every 2 months now, but not as often.
So because I have a couple different YouTube channels, I subscribe based off of my channel. So for the Fishing Around Colorado Springs, the one guy that I really, really love watching that gives me a lot of inspiration, and he does really, really well, is Angler Up with Brant. And he does mainly saltwater fishing in Pensacola, Florida. And he just got over 300,000 subscribers just about a month ago. And he's actually really changed his game now. I think he's having someone else do the editing for him because I saw an improvement of his videos and editing. But for the fishing channel, I really love how Brent does his stuff. I don't totally copy what he does, but he gives me inspiration. For the media nerd, there's a couple channels out there that I watch, but mainly there was a channel that I used to watch all the time called Think Media.
Oh yeah.
And Think Media was all about just all you have to do is press record. Is their tagline. And they gave me a lot of really good inspiration on how to create different videos and what to do. Some of the other YouTubers, man, they just escaping me at the moment. Everyone else.
Do you get recognized in and around either when you're fishing or maybe just even in town?
Basically only when I go fishing is when I get recognized, and there's a funny story behind that. I used to just dress in jeans and a t-shirt and a baseball cap like basically every other angler that goes fishing. It was June 13th. It was mine and my wife's anniversary. And the next day I decided to go up to Crystal Creek Reservoir up on Pikes Peak. I went up top of Pikes Peak and I was coming back down and I got altitude sickness. I got so sick from being so dehydrated that I thought, my next video is going to be how to prepare for high altitude fishing. So I bought these pants and the shirt and this wide brim hat, and I had water, and I did a video on how to go high altitude fishing. So what I didn't realize what I was doing was I was branding myself, because I realized, hey, if I'm gonna tell people how to dress. I have to continue to dress like this. So I started going out fishing, dressing how I was, and then I got recognized. Like almost every time I go out around the Colorado Springs area, people are always like, "Hey, you're that fishing around Colorado Springs guy." It's a lot of fun.
Wearing the same outfit every time, it might be just my uniform. Is that what I should call it? A uniform?
Costume?
Yeah, my
Just
costume.
something to identify,
Right,
that
right.
people can identify.
Right, so something people would be able to identify if I just wear the same shirt every time. So I think we're going to go that route coming to the next one as well with you. All right.
It's time to get my eggs on. We're going to see how well this does with the one pot cooking. I think the best thing that I should do is I'm going to get my bacon. I'm going to get it on top of the potatoes, and I have a nice little spot right here for the eggs. Now I'm going to fry these. I doubt I'm going to be able to flip them without breaking them. But, you know, it is what it is. I am famished, by the way. It is like going on 1 o'clock. I've had some granola bars so far today, so I'm really looking forward to eating this. We're gonna cover this back up. We could even just make this like sunny side up if we want it. Okay. I'm sure these eggs are going to be done in no time flat, so I'm going to get my bread on here and get them toasted up. They've been sitting in the sun for a little while, so they're already getting a little nice and crunchy. Not really what I want, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to check it.
All right.
The eggs have been on here for a little bit. Look, they're like amazing. My bread is looking really good. I'm gonna call that done. This is totally done. It's ready to eat. Let's get it over to the picnic table and have some breakfast. Just hold that for a second. That's recording. That's looking good. Okay. It is time to eat. Like I said before, I could like eat my foot right now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is one campfire breakfast. I'm gonna put a little salt on my eggs, a little pepper, and I was gonna put it on a plate, but since I'm the only one eating, and I'm gonna eat in front of Matt here, I didn't make him any. Oh well, you can have a granola bar or something, but let's try these eggs. These are sunny side up. Well, I overcooked them a little bit. I usually like my eggs runnier than this, but you know what? It is what it is. You can't control it. So let's... I don't know if I'm just hungry, but there's nothing like cooking over a campfire. It brings in such a different taste than just cooking it in your oven. The toast is good. Toast is always good, right? Have one more egg. It's not going to get cold. I have it in the pan. So the next time you're cooking, don't try to think of some kind of outrageous breakfast when you're camping. You know, keep it simple, right? This was really simple and it's really delicious. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and ring that bell for future notifications, and you have yourself an amazing time campfire cooking. Done.
Very good. Very good.
Woo. See, now that is why I do cooking over a campfire when I go camping.
Yeah.
Because, man, this morning, I went out there for 2 hours and I didn't even get a bite.
Oh, geez.
Now, if I just came out here to go fishing,
Right.
I mean, I have maybe tonight and tomorrow morning and
Right.
tomorrow night, but at least I get to take something home.
And holy smokes.
You want to eat?
No, I'm fine.
You want some potatoes and bacon?
Geez, guys, if you could smell that, oh, he's right. He is not kidding. It just smells amazing when it's a campfire breakfast as opposed to just, you know, making it in your kitchen at home. Holy smokes.
Sorry I'm eating in front of all of you,
That's
but
all right.
like I said, I am famished. I woke up this morning at 5:45.
Okay, wow.
And I had a sort of a restless night sleeping, only because I wrote some of my movie script last night, and I wrote it and it was like really sort of a generic scene. I wasn't happy with it, and then during the night I was like, oh, I had an epiphany of how I could change that scene to make it funny, because it's a comedy that I'm writing and I made a very non-funny scene. But you know, you have to have like non-funny scenes in comedies to punch the comedy. You need the different levels of emotion, but I tweaked it in a way to make it funny but still emotional.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to keep it under wraps? You're not going to tell my audience, are you? It's still under wraps.
You know what? It's not under wraps. It is actually, the movie's on my website on ColoradoSpringsVideo.com. And I've won a few film festival awards. Nothing great, like participation awards. A couple silvers, no golds. You know, it went up a couple ranks. But I did send my script off to a really well-known movie director in Hollywood. I'm not going to tell you his name, but he liked the script, but it needed to be rewritten. He sent it to a couple of his people. They said, yeah, there's some things that needs to be rewritten. The ending needs to be rewritten. Some scenes are a little slow, and maybe you should change the name. So I changed the name.
There you go.
So after 12 something years, I changed the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do is, after he's done eating, maybe not right now, maybe just kind of hang out for a little bit, head on down to the river down there and see if anything's biting. We'll take a look. All right, so we showed up here at one of the rivers, and there's a quick little drive from the campsite where we filmed one of his vlogs. He's got strapped up here. He's got his GoPro. He's got his mic. And now, how many vlogs do you plan on making while you're here?
Probably about like maybe 4. There's the breakfast one I just did.
Right.
And maybe a fishing video if I catch a fish.
Okay.
But then there's definitely the where to go camping, and I'll shoot that and I'll highlight spillway.
Imagine waking up to this every morning. Hi, my name is Mark and welcome to my channel, Fishing Around Colorado Springs. This video is part of my Where to Go Camping series. Over the past few days, I've been camping at the Spillway Campground, Pike National Forest, in 11 Mile Canyon.
And then I'm going to do barbecue chicken over the campfire, and I'm going to do this pork chop recipe that my mom taught me.
Oh, very
when
nice.
I grew up eating. So
how long will that take you into? Probably through, with all the videos and all the editing, through the summer, wouldn't it? Or do you get them out quick?
I'm going to try to get them out quick. Actually, I did a camping shoot a month ago, and a couple of those videos aren't out yet. I actually just got done editing them last night in the camper.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So, but I was thinking maybe because wintertime are my slower times, because I don't go fishing.
Right.
I was thinking about just holding off and releasing all the cooking stuff.
Oh, that's good
during
idea.
the winter months.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning I'm gonna hit a different spot, but I'm gonna just stick with this rooster lure that I have. It's the yellow with the green and a gold little spoon, and the water bubble that I've never used except for this morning to try to keep the lure from snagging. So we're gonna give it a shot for a little while, and I have an audience, so I have to catch a fish, I guess. But you all know, I don't fly fish. I cast fish. I like to sit on my butt and stare ahead and have the pole in front of me. But when you're here at 11 Mile Canyon, you can't do that. So I'm lure fishing, and it's basically just as tedious as fly fishing. So I have caught some fish here in the past. That's why I like it here. I've never used the rooster tail. So if the rooster tail doesn't work after 10 minutes, I'm gonna put a different lure on it. So I was telling you all, one of my favorite channels is Angler Up with Brant, and he's like the fish whisperer. It's like he can look out in the body of water and he can just see where all the fish are. It's the darndest thing. But that's also ocean fishing.
Oh, well, Mark, how long you been fishing for?
I have been fishing basically all of my life. My grandfather on my mom's side was a big fisherman, and so when we would go to visit him in Florida when I was like whoop in Bonita Springs, we would always go fishing, and it was either just right off shore fishing or one of the bridges, but we would catch like mainly whiting, catfish, occasional stingray. But I've been fishing all my life. There was a time that I did take a break when I moved out here. Just didn't think about it. It was more getting my life together than what extracurricular activities can I go and do. But mainly it was, I'm from Pittsburgh, so mainly I fish in Florida.
Okay.
Like once a year. So it wasn't like all the time.
So obviously I see you're using a pole today, doing pole fishing.
Yes.
Do you ever do fly fishing?
I don't.
Okay. You just stick with lakes or?
Fly fishing, it's like, it's an art.
Right.
It's a lot of work, and it's really expensive. And you really, really get into it. I'm the type of fisherman, I won't catch you.
That's why I keep ducking, just in case.
I'm watching you. I'm the type of fisherman that I like to sit on my butt in a chair.
Yeah.
With a pole in front of me and just have a coffee and just sit back and watch.
Yeah.
And then if fish bites, that's great. So that's why I like shore fishing. Definitely like lakes, reservoirs, and the ocean, the Gulf. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean I won't go fly fishing. I tried it once or twice. It was okay. I wasn't too good at it, but you know, you're never good at something that you just start at.
Yeah, I see these guys sometimes, and it does definitely look like an art form. It's just dink, 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 dink. It's just tap, 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 tap.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
God, I was just looking at some of the reels. They were like $200. They were expensive just for the reel.
Wow, we're talking about fly fishing here, and
yeah,
he was mentioning about how these expert fly fishermen will look at spider webs and look at the type of flies that are in those webs and know that, hey, they got to match that with the same type of fly lure that they have. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's definitely an art form.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for them, I mean, catching is always a bonus, but it's not always about catching. It's just about enjoying the scenery and being outdoors. That was a terrible cast. Watch, I'll get a bite off that one.
Yeah, we did just see one jump, like right over here. I don't think either of us had our cameras going for that, but I did see him. He was like right next to us. He's like, "Hey, I'm over here."
Yeah. I could be using a wrong lure. I just don't know what type of lures they really go after here.
Do you give a little tutorial on your channel about the lures that you do use?
You know, that is one thing. Yeah, I have.
Okay.
But that's one thing I'm going to get into a bit more during the winter time.
Oh, okay.
I have a little video studio at my house that I use for my other channel, and I'm going to use that room to show how the different lures that I use and how to do some of the ties.
Okay. Yeah, definitely during the winter months here in Colorado.
Yeah. I definitely don't claim to be an expert fisherman by any means. This is more of my channel is more just where to go fishing.
Right.
And the basics of fishing.
Have you ever been ice fishing?
Yes, I did it in February of this past year.
Okay.
Up at Steamboat.
Oh, wow.
It's probably one of the most miserable experiences of my life.
Oh, yeah?
But I wanted to try it. And,
to say you've done it, right?
But I had a guy take me out. I paid him to take me out. And I had to meet him in a snowstorm. And then he took me on a snowmobile out in the middle of a lake. It was cold. It was snowing. My GPS wasn't working on my phone. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get back. And then he just it was a cabin type of thing. It was a hut.
Right.
And it was warm. But you watched the TV. You dropped your hook down a little hole.
Yep.
With a little 1 foot hole. And then he had cameras under the water, and you watched the
Oh, really? With
fish
cameras?
bite at your bait.
Interesting.
And I caught one fish.
Huh.
The hut beside me, they caught 20. And
Jeez.
they were 10 feet beside me. And they caught them all, and none of the fish came over.
Isn't that always how it goes, right?
That is.
And I actually had the opportunity to try that once too. Some really good friends up in Wisconsin during a winter, they said, "Hey, have you ever been out on a lake in the winter?" I said, "No, I've never done that." This is when I lived in California. So something like that was brand new for me.
Yeah.
And we drove out in a truck onto the ice, and they had a hole and a shack, and we sat out there for a little bit. It was interesting. I could say I've done it. I didn't actually do the fishing. I was just more interested in the whole process, but it was pretty cool.
I think it's more about just a bunch of guys wanting to get together and hang out.
Drink some beers and hang out in a
drink some
shack,
beers
and heck
hang out
yeah.
and-
Maybe watch football. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, they do all that.
Yeah,
Just an excuse to get out of the house during the winter months.
I agree. So I think at this point, I'm going to flip this around. Now, this is something you guys know that I do on all of my vlogs. I call it story time. Welcome to Story Time. And today's story time, well, given the fact that we're out here fishing, I had a fishing story for Mark, and hopefully he's got a story for me as well, so I'll break the ice with my story first. I'll get him in the shot here in the background. There he is. All right, so I was a teenager. My dad had a really good friend of ours who had a chartered boat that he would bring out. This is when I lived in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area. And my dad, his friend, he got him to charter a boat for free, I think it was, because he was his friend. And he said, "Hey, why don't you bring your kids out and, we'll do some deep sea fishing for steelhead trout." And, as a teenager, I was like, "Oh, that should be great, And he says, "Just so you know, it's really choppy out there. You might get sick." I'm not going to get sick. Why would I get sick, Cocky teenager. So we go out there. We're out in the bay. We got our reels out there. We're trying to catch the salmon. And And as we start getting a little farther out, we're literally right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, and they call that the potato patch. And as I'm out there, it's rough, and I'm starting to get a little wheezy. So I thought, I can't be standing up here looking at the water line. So nobody told me. I went downstairs in the cabin, and I sat down there. And as everything is like this in the cabin, it just got me more and more sick. And I just went back up to the top and went over to the side of the boat. And I remember he'd asked my dad, he's like, "Where's Matt?" He goes, "I think he's on the side of the boat." So I obviously had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, that was my story of my fishing. A lot of great memories out there with my dad. And believe it or not, both his name was Frank. Both my dad and Frank have passed on, so thinking of them up there. But yeah, it was great times, man. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, let's ask Mark if he's got a story time, some sort of a story that you want to share with the audience.
I guess I have a similar story, if that's okay.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I went to visit my sister that lives in St. John in the Virgin Islands. And she chartered a boat for us to go out, and I have a video on that. And I thought I'd do fine. I've been on boats before, but this was really, really, really rough waters. And all of a sudden, I felt it coming, and my sister said, "Just go downstairs and get sick in the toilet." So I went downstairs, and that first mate, he came running after me. He's like, "Don't you dare get sick in my toilet, off the side of the boat." So I went to the side of the boat, and then it was like the wrong side of the boat for vomiting. I didn't know that there was, vomit areas on
a
boats.
right side and a wrong side.
So then he made me move again, and I got sick, but that was pretty funny. We got some pretty good fish that day, but it was really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
It's very similar.
Another nice vomit story.
Exactly. You think sometimes that you've got it under control, and I don't know if you want to call it Mother Nature, because I guess she does have her hand in the waves. But yeah, you think you got it, and sometimes you don't. Especially for the experts. I'm going to say he's the expert. I'm not an expert, but all right. So we're just going to continue on here. I think he's going to do some more filming. I'll be quiet, and then we'll probably end this, but yeah. Hey guys, sorry to jump into your video here real quick. It's towards the end of the video anyway. I'm still going to have an end vlog, but I just wanted to say something that was close to my heart on this. As it turns out, and what I had mentioned earlier in the vlog about donating to AARP. Now I thought, hey, that's a great idea. It's something that I want to do. I'm going to gain some more subscribers by this. As it turns out, and by the way, this is about a month or so after. It's actually exactly a month after I filmed this. So it's become a little bit more passionate for me, and the main reason is because, as it turns out, my mom was living in a senior home, and this is something that, I feel bad that older folks have to be in some of these places because of whether it's not enough time that we have or maybe not enough money, but she was in a senior living home, and as it turns out, my mom had passed. She passed about 2 weeks ago, and it really brought to light about older folks and the elderly and how much they really need help. I know that where she was at, number one, it was very expensive, which is why I also want to help out with donations. I think I'm at 401 subscribers. I'm going to donate whatever that is, $20 and something. And every month I keep getting new subscribers. I'm going to donate a nickel for every new subscriber. But as it turns out, like I said, it gets expensive for elderly people, but it's also the time that we have. And I know this for a fact because a lot of the people that she lived with, their family did not come to visit them. And I feel so bad now. I had worked for a convalescent home and hospital, and I used to always, when I was there, I'd go goof around with the elderly that were there. I'd ask them, you know, hey, tell me a story about yourself. And this is something that they really enjoy. They get tired of playing the bingo and all the other stuff. So I'm challenging you guys. Go to a senior living home or a retirement home or a convalescent home and just go in there, give your time. If you have that chance, give some time to these folks, because they need the support. And it's great to support the youth and kids, but the elderly are the ones that were here before us and will be there. You and me will all be there someday, and we may know people who are elderly that need attention. Go in there, just come in and just say, hey, my name is so-and-so. You know, I just want to sit down and have a chat with some folks. Ask them, hey, when were you born? Tell me a story about your life, because I guarantee it's going to bring a smile to their face, and they're going to be so excited to just be connected with somebody else other than just the elderly around them. They get tired of that. I heard it from my mom constantly, and you know, it's just, this has become a passion project for me now. That's all I'm asking for you guys. I'm sorry again to jump into here, but you know, the day that I filmed this video, not this one, but the one that I shot with Mark, my mom called me. She called me, I'm sorry. She called me to ask how my day was. I talked to her every single day because she was so bored. She always wanted to just talk to someone, and she asked how my day was. I said, hey Mom, I said, I'm going to film a vlog today with this guy who's got a fishing channel. She said, oh, have a great time. I'll talk with you tomorrow. And it was a week later, and she was gone. So spend some time with your family, spend some time with the elderly. They definitely need it. Again, sorry I jumped in here. Here's the rest of this vlog. Take care. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this vlog. I truly appreciate it. Remember what I said at the beginning. Any new subscriber that I get, I'm at 401. I will donate that first nickel, being 401. So any new subscriber, I'm going to donate a nickel to AARP. Please go check them out. It's a good, worthy cause for the elderly and people that definitely need some money. And we're going to help them out. You and me, we're going to do that. But anyway, thanks for checking this out. Definitely go and subscribe to Mark's channel, which is Fishing Around Colorado Springs. And of course mine too if you want. Hey, remember guys, there are millions of content creators out there. We're going to try to meet them all. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.